friends, how are y'all doing? Today is Friday, July 21st, and I am back with my usual update. It has been 2 weeks since my last one, so I hope you've been doing well. If you are brand new to my channel, welcome. My name is Olivia, and this is a YouTube channel where I typically talk about my cross-stitching as well as my quilting. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, I hope you will stick around. And if you like what you see or hear, or you like the video in general, I do hope you will consider subscribing because I do upload every 2 weeks. Before I get into today's video, I do want to say a big thank you to everybody who watched my last video. I know summer is a very busy time of the year, so I appreciated each and every one of you who stopped by to spend a little bit of your day with me. And of course, I thank you for watching today's video as well. I know for me, I'm not able to watch as much Flosstube as I would like, but I have a whole bunch saved up and I can't wait to be able to sit down and start watching all of the videos that I have ready and waiting for me. But I did manage to watch a brand new subscriber who I absolutely love her content. Her name is Katie, and she is so tattered here on YouTube as well as Instagram. Love her content. Very similar to mine. So if you enjoy my videos, you definitely will love Katie's video. She currently has 2 videos out. I've only been able to watch the first one, but I'm very excited to watch her second one. And of course, I went on Instagram and stalked all of her photos, loved everything she creates. Definitely would love to be her when I grow up. I just loved her content, loved her. She is so wonderful. So go check out Katie's channel, So Tattered. If you're on Instagram, go follow her. I will put a link to her channel down below. I know that you guys will love her as much as I did. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump in. In my last video, I had a number of questions because my last couple of videos, I talked about some changes that I was gonna be making to my rotation. I started a whole bunch of things, and if you're new or you haven't watched those last 2 videos, you'll probably be really confused. And I don't really wanna take a whole lot of time to explain why I'm doing it again, but I would just encourage you to go watch the last 2 videos. So I believe this is 119, so it would be 17 and 18. And I explain why I'm doing it, and I show all of the stuff that I started. For the most part, I've got amazing feedback from everybody. You've all been very encouraging. A lot of you too are going through, there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of everything going on right now. So a lot of you guys have started to jump on board. You were looking for kind of a new challenge. And so I've really enjoyed the great feedback that I have gotten. Have gotten a little bit also of sort of like the negative feedback, which I kind of expected that I would. I did have one person apologize because they watched my last video, they left a comment, and then they must have went and watched the one before where I explained why I was starting all the things. So I did appreciate that very much because the last couple of weeks have been a little bit stressful, just a lot of worry. And so, whenever you see those negative comments, it definitely really puts a cloud on your day. So I did appreciate that person coming back and apologizing. Usually when I see negative comments, I delete them because I don't want there to be any, I don't want anybody else to see them. I try to create a very happy place here, keep everything very positive because there's already enough negativity in the world. And I feel like my hobbies is a place where there should only be positivity. I don't want there to be any negativity on any of my hobbies other than when I stitch the wrong amount of stitches or the wrong color, or on a quilt I have to rip out a seam. That's the only negativity I want there to be. So I do appreciate everybody's very kind comments, and I'm glad that so many of you guys have decided to start all the things and have a wheel that you spin that kind of determines what you work on, and that you I really appreciated all that great positive feedback. Speaking of the wheel, a lot of you guys wanted to know what wheel I spin to help me determine which whips I will be working on. I have an Android phone, so in my Google Play Store, I just went in and typed in free spin the wheel app. And I think I went with the second one, which that app is called Spin the Wheel. I was able to download it to my phone, go in, plug in all of the names of all of my whips, and whenever I get ready to spin, I go in and I just spin the wheel and let it determine what I work on. There are a lot of free wheel apps that you can put onto your phone. I'm not really sure if there is an online one. All I have experience with is ones that I just download to my phone. I'm sure there would have to be something that you can put on your computer and you can plug in all the information. But the only one I know of is the Spin the Wheel app from the Google Play Store. It's worked great. I've got to spin it a couple of times now, and I've also spinned it just a bunch of times for fun. But I really enjoy just sort of having that decision taken off my shoulders. So it's been really nice. All right, so over the past 2 weeks, I did work on a variety of projects. The first one I worked on is Butternut Tavern by Stacy Nash. So when I finished all my assignments, for the rest of the month, it sort of worked out that everything I could work on for 3 days. So this one I worked on for 3 evenings, and last night was the last night I spent on it. And I was able to get this far. So I'm stitching Butternut Tavern on a piece of 40 count Dead Sea Scroll by Seraphim fabrics, and I am using the called for threads. I did not bring them to show today. And I've had that question asked a lot if I would start showing threads when I show my projects. I do from time to time, but usually if I work on something for a while, at some point I stop because it becomes cumbersome to always be dragging those scraggly threads out to show them. And this one in particular I have them in a project bag, but they're not on a ring. So they're just kind of jumbled in there together. And when I do put them on a ring, I'll be sure to show them the next time. But I really enjoyed working on this one. I absolutely love the colors, especially the color of the sawtooth border. I've never used it before. It was Gentle Arts Otter Creek, and it is just the most perfect color. I love it. It's sort of like it's got a little bit of black. There's some dark teal. It's just really a pretty thread to use. Love it. So I can't wait to get back to this one. I enjoyed my time that I spent on it, and I absolutely love the border. Nobody does borders like Stacy Nash. I just love it. Next up is Houses of Popcorn Hollow by Carriage Sampling. So this is one that I'm working on with assignments, and I'm stitching this with Yvette and Becky, Socks for Mom. And we have been working on the second block here, and our assignment was to stitch the second floor and then the roof. So here is my progress. So the next time I work on this, it will be a block finish, and I am very excited for that. So I'm stitching it on a piece of 40 count Heritage by Picture This Plus, and I am using a variety of DMC threads. I'm stitching it 1/2. I love it. Love a big giant brick house. So pretty. I cannot wait to get the block finish next month. My next project was Halloween at Hollyberry Farms by Stacy Nash Primitives. So I spent 3 wonderful evenings working on this one and enjoyed every single second. I've decided that it needs to come into my rotation way more than just allowing the wheel to tell me when to work on it. But here is how far I got. So I'm stitching it on a piece of 18th century, 36 count 18th century Rook by R&R Reproductions, and I am using the called for threads. I did discover that I will run out of Gentle Arts parchment which when I started out working on it, it was a full skein. And I'm guessing the leaves just ate a lot more of that thread than I thought. Luckily, I had some in my stash, so I'm hoping that that will be enough to help me complete the house. But I love working on this so much. So I was able to get the house started. I finished the door and one window. And I just cannot wait to get back to this one. I absolutely love it. I know when I get it done, it's going to be one of my most favorites. So love it, love it. And then I finished my July assignment on Spooky Countdown by the Primitive Hare. So I finished all of the calendar boxes, and the only thing left is the very bottom, which I think says Halloween and October 31st. So next month this will be finished. I did discover that my friend Yvette already finished hers. And she sent it off to the framers already. So I will plod along and finish it in August. But I'm stitching on a piece of 36 count jack-o'-lantern by XJUDesigns, and I am using the called for DMC. I'm stitching it 1/2. Love it. Can't wait. Cannot wait. It's been so much fun, and I'm so happy that it's going to be done in time for Halloween this year. And as soon as it's done, I plan on fully finishing it right away on that beautiful piece of barnwood that was sent to me. I can't wait. My last project was a total drop everything and start it kind of thing. So I was watching Katie of So Tattered, and it was her first video, and she showed this particular project. She had the chart. I think she had the linen, and she was just waiting for some of the threads, and then she was going to start it. So I sent her a message and asked her if she would like to stitch it with me because I have it kitted and ready to go, and she was totally down for that. So this is Plum Street Samplers Jack's Bash, and this is what it looks like. I've had this one kitted since 2020, and I cannot remember who I saw working on it. They'd finished it. It was beautiful, and I had to immediately get it. And it's just been sitting, waiting, waiting, waiting. So what better time than to stitch it with the new friend? So this is the progress that I made. We decided to work on it on the 13th because a lot of stitchers do dark October or dark 13 stitching. I'll have to look up what those two hashtags are. But it's the one that is hosted by Michelle Cozy Egg and Emily from Eclectic Possessions. They will do, on the 13th of the month, they'll do some sort of a Halloween or fall type of stitch. So we're gonna stitch Jack's Bash on the 13th of the month, and then the 31st or the last day of the month. That way at least each month we're working on it 2 days. So I am stitching Jack's Bash on a piece of 36 count grandma slip, and I am using the called for threads, and I'm stitching it 1/2. So looking forward to getting back to this one. And I do have all of the threads here with me today. I decided to get them since they're not all, once you get underway on a project, everything just sort of gets all messy and they're not messy yet. So these are the threads that I'm using. Just beautiful, beautiful autumn colors. And then my thread bling is from Tina. Her Etsy shop is Team Anger. I'm probably saying that wrong, but I'll put a link to Tina's shop down below. But I just decided I had to get a cute little pumpkin. So really looking forward to getting back to that one and stitching again with Katie. So I thought I would grab Fred really quick. I disturbed him from his bone, so I'm not sure how long he's going to let me hold him. But he did go and get his hair cut yesterday, and he's absolutely adorable. Huh? And he likes it so much better because it has been incredibly hot here, and he's been absolutely miserable wearing his fur coat. So he got a haircut, and he looks so adorable, and I just love him, and he smells amazing. Okie dokie. So I hope when I was going through all of the projects that I was working on, I hope I didn't talk too fast. I basically try to get all of the information out while my brain is still firing on all of its pistons. So all of the stuff that I showed in today's video will be listed down below with all of its information. So if you're at all curious, if I said the wrong thing, if I forgot to say with the linen or threads or what have you, all of that information will be listed down below in the description box. I did get a package from the Fat Quarter Shop over the past 2 weeks of new items that are available now at the Fat Quarter Shop, and I will put a link to their website down below. The first item is Be in My Bonnet Stitch Cards by Lori Holt, Set Q. So those are very cute. The next item is, this is Quilt Block Foundation Paper. It is an 8-inch vintage starburst. So cool. And the 12-inch vintage starburst. Very, very cool. So if you like paper piecing, you definitely will like those. Then we have a cross-stitch chart from Lori Holt called Chicken Club, and it is Prudence. Very, very cute. Seasonal Stitchy Stars by Lori Holt, Be in My Bonnet. So these are seasonal table runners. So if you are a quilter and you like table runners, you will definitely like this. And Stackables June by Cross Stitch by It's So Emma. Super, super cute. So once again, those items are available now on the Fat Quarter Shop's website, and I will put a link to them down below. And as always, thank you so much to the Fat Quarter Shop for sending me these items. In my last video, I did have a giveaway, and thank you so very much to everyone who played along. The question that I had asked was actually one that my daughter Allison had come up with, and she had wanted to know what your favorite ice cream was. Loved reading through all of the comments. There was a lot that I had never heard of, but is in your area, it is a favorite. And so I loved reading through all of those comments. Definitely made me hungry. But thank you as always to everyone for playing. If I call your name, what you will need to do is contact me via email, send me your address, and I will send your prize in the mail to you. There were 2 giveaway items that I gave away in my last video. The first one was for a kit. It is Cinnamon Sticks Christmas Santa and His Toys by Homespun Elegance, and this is what it looked like. So it came with the chart and all of everything to stitch it. And the winner is Lana Luker, Lueker. I'm pretty sure I butchered that, and I can't read my own handwriting, but Lana Luker. And number 2 was for the Santa Express Jelly Roll. And the winner is Linda McGrew. So congratulations to all of the winners. And again, get a hold of me via email, and I will send me your address, and I will get your prizes out in the mail to you. And my contact information is listed down below in the description box. So today's video, sadly, will not have a giveaway. I decided, it's something that I've been thinking about for a couple of months. I've decided to kind of take a break from doing giveaways. There's a couple of reasons why. One, I have a huge stockpile of unclaimed giveaways. And every time I go out and try to do a little work, I'm always bumping them, and they're falling off into the floor, and they're just always in the way. And I figured, I will give those past giveaway winners until the end of summer to maybe contact me, because I do know summer is a very busy time, and a lot of people are not able to watch Flosstube. So I just figure I'll give them all till September 1st, and then they'll just be put back into, future giveaways. The other reason is because it's so busy lately, I have not been able to get the giveaways out in a timely manner. I usually like to get them out, within a day or 2 of the winner contacting me, but it seems like lately it's not until it's almost time to do my next video, and I just feel really bad about that. I enjoy doing giveaways. I do plan on, having them again maybe in the fall. Have some ideas of what I would like to do. Maybe some, make it a little bit more fun. But for right now, I've just kind of decided to hold off. I hope that you guys will still, interact with the video, because I do really enjoy reading through all of the comments, and that if you like the video, you will, hit that like button. But I hope you guys won't mind. It just, for right now, and also there's the expense of shipping. The other day I shipped out 3 giveaway prizes, and it was like $17. I could not believe that. So anyway, for right now, we'll just kind of hit the pause button on doing those giveaways. I do hope you'll still interact with the video, in the comment section, let me know your thoughts. If you like something you saw, I hope you'll let me know. And again, I really do enjoy doing those giveaways, and I love that so many of you guys really enjoy doing them. So in the fall, we'll pick it up again, and start doing them when more people are able to sit down and, maybe watch the video. And I feel bad. There's all those giveaway winners just waiting to be claimed, and they're just waiting. So I figure I'll give all of the summer videos. We'll have until the September 1st to claim their prizes, and then after that, it's done. So anyway, I apologize. I know a lot of you guys won't mind, and that's not why you watch the videos, and you'll let me know that, and I do appreciate it, but it's always kind of strange when I break pattern. I feel kind of weird about it, but we'll pick up the giveaways later in the fall, and we'll do some fun stuff then. Well, my friends, as far as all of the cross stitching goes, that is all I have to show and share in today's video. If you've stuck around for this length of time, I really do appreciate it, and thank you. The plan for me will be to be back in 2 weeks, where I hope to have more to show. I do want to do just a really quick little shop update before you go. In my Etsy shop, I do have project bags available. I think when I checked this morning, there were 9 left. So if you're at all interested, if you love project bags, you're interested, I would love for you to go check it out. I will put my shop link down below. I am working on autumn. Last year I made pumpkins and ghosts, and there was like some crows that I had made, and I do have those in the works, and I know a lot of you guys love seeing them. Those that were able to purchase them last year loved them, and so I do plan on adding more this year. So I've been working on that. I've had Allison help me, so she's been a very great help to me. But I do plan on adding more project bags to the shop. I have a stack of fabric. So if you're at all interested, I will put a link to my shop down below. And thank you to everyone who has purchased from me. I so appreciate it. So now that the cross stitching is done, I am going to talk about quilts next. So if that's not something you're interested in seeing, this is a great stopping off point. And again, I thank you so very much for stopping by today, and I will see you in August. All right, so let's talk about quilts. So I had a lot of questions about the quilt hanging up behind me. And in every video, a great place to check if you're at all curious about the name of the quilt hanging up behind me is down in the description box, because I do put that information down there. And I know in my last video in the quilting section, I did talk about this one, but it is called the Constitution Quilt by Primitive Gatherings. It is from the book Stars and Stripes Gatherings by Primitive Gatherings, and it is one of my favorite quilts. And I do think that this might be the last time you'll see it until next year, because if I can get out and do any quilting, not only for my clients, but also for myself, I will have another quilt hanging up behind me, and I will show it here in a second. So before I share the quilt that I just finished, I was able to go and work on my Civil War tribute quilt blocks. This is a quilt that I have been very slowly working on over the past couple of years, and I am determined to get it finished by the end of summer. This is what it'll look like when it is done. It was a quilt designed by Homestead Hearth, and it was a block of the month from 2010. And the block that I worked on was number 9. And here is what it looks like. So it was, or is, for the Chickamauga campaign, which when I was doing my family tree and Brian's family tree, I discovered that his however many times great grandfather and my however many times great grandfather both fought at this battle on opposite sides. They both made it through because it was a very brutal battle, and they both made it through. His ancestor joined up with Sherman's army and did that whole march towards the sea. And I think that mine got wounded at the next battle and was sent home. But I thought that was kind of interesting that both of our however many times great grandfathers were both fighting at that battle on opposite sides. So block 9, you had to make 2 blocks. You did one 12-inch and one 18-inch. So this is the 12-inch, and this one I finished yesterday. This one had set in seams, and the directions totally stunk. And I actually ended up having to do it a completely different way and just sort of make it work. And it actually turned out, which I was really surprised. And I thought this was the only one that was going to have the set in seams. And then I looked at next month and I almost cried. So here is the 12-inch block. And then here is the 18-inch block. It's a beautiful block, but huge, huge pain in the butt to put together. And the directions are not helpful at all. And I actually had went online to look to see if I could find, maybe an old blog post or something that would kind of help me a little bit. And every single blog post that I did manage to find all said that this block was not fun to put together. And number 10 is definitely, it's going to be a headache. So number 10 is Battle of the Wilderness, and it is sort of a pinwheel or a whirligig type block. So I'm going to, this weekend, when I have time, I'm going to sit down and cut it out. And I would kind of like to try to get it done over the weekend. I don't know if that's going to happen, but if not, during the week, I'll try to work on it when I have time, because I would like to get it done and just sort of get it out of the way, because I think it's the last one that has set in seams. But it's pretty scary. I looked at it and I honestly felt like crying. I will show you what it looks like. So here are all the set-in seams. So I am not even sure how to approach it. I'm going to try to watch some tutorials, see if I can maybe figure it out. And I mean, I'm a pretty seasoned quilter, and I've done a lot of various techniques to put a quilt together. But this one, even the advanced quilters, they were stumped. Whoever wrote the directions, I don't know what was happening that day, but I'm going to try my best. We'll see. I might just have to do it like I did the other one, where I just sort of made it work. And it turned out, and I'm hoping my luck will hold. And when I put that one together, because you have to make 2, you make a 12 and an 18. So maybe start with the 18 and see where we end up. So yeah, wish me luck. This next quilt, I finished it last week, and I've been working on it off and on, I want to say for a month. My friend Retha and I decided to do it, and how it came to be was before Mother's Day. I received this quilt pattern from the Fat Quarter Shop. It came in one of the envelopes that they had sent, and this is called the Spangled Quilt by Kim Diehl. And I watched her put this quilt together, and it was gorgeous. And I was super excited when the pattern arrived from the Fat Quarter Shop, and my husband even really, really liked it. He liked it so much that he kitted it up for me for Mother's Day. So all of the fabrics are out of her Scraps of Kindness fabric collection by Henry Glass fabrics, and all of Kim Diehl's fabrics are spectacular. Now I know that when I show this quilt, I'm not going to be able to do it justice in this small space, but I will put a photo of it at the end of today's video. And here it is. So it is absolutely gorgeous. I love the star blocks. I love the log cabin. Growing up, I kind of, when I was first learning how to quilt, these blocks right here, I always knew them as courthouse squares. But love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love all of the fabrics from her fabric line. It was so much fun to put this quilt together, and I'm super happy that it's finished. So I am hoping to get it quilted over the next 2 weeks because I would like to hang it here at the beginning of August. But oh my gosh, I just love it. Love it, love it. Love it, love it. So it was a lot of fun to put together. I did have a gift certificate at the Fat Quarter Shop, so I was able to purchase backing fabric for my Spangled quilt, and I decided to go with this fabric. So the Fat Quarter Shop did have kits that you could buy of the Spangled quilt, and there was a backing set that you could also purchase. But by the time I went to go and purchase it, it was already sold out. And I really like this particular fabric. It's from her fabric line, Right as Rain, I think. And I love the pear motif. I love the color. I think it's going to look amazing as the backing with the black binding. So really looking forward to hopefully quilting that. I do have some client quilts that I need to do, but I'm hoping I can just kind of squeeze it in because it'll be the perfect size to hang up behind me in August. And I think it's like the perfect August color palette quilt. And I'm going to try really hard to get it quilted and have it ready for the beginning of August. Well, my friends, as far as everything goes, that is all I have to show and share in today's video. And if you've stuck around all the way to the end, I thank you so very much. If you are brand new and you liked what you saw, I hope you will consider subscribing because I do upload every 2 weeks. If you would like to see what I'm up to in between my videos, you can find me on Instagram. I'm Pumpkin Hollow Quilts, or I do have a Facebook page called Pumpkin Hollow Quilting, and I will put a link to both of those places down below in my description box. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below, and I'll do my best to answer them directly, or I'll answer them in my next video. Hope you guys have a great rest of your July, and I will see you again in August. Bye-bye.